Hello there. My name is Adam Fournier, and I am the USBG Presents World Class, sponsored by Diageo Bartender of the Year for 2021. I'm coming to you live-ish from Los Angeles to talk to you today about Ketel One family-made vodka and help you learn how to make a delicious espresso martini. But before we get to that espresso martini recipe, we're going to start with a little bit of brand history, because nothing makes a spirit taste better than knowing where it came from. Founded in the small fishing town of Schiedam, Holland in 1691, the Nolet distillery is inspired by over 300 years and now 11 generations of distilling expertise. But the Ketel One story as we know it today begins with 10th generation Carlos Nolet in 1979. After a trip to the United States, he became convinced that a high quality vodka would succeed. Upon returning home, changed the process for the entire distillery to focus on making Ketel One family-made vodka and released it to the public in 1983 after years of research and development. Today, his sons Carl Jr. and Bob have joined their father in expanding the family business, and together they've brought to the market Citron, Orange, and Ketel One botanicals. That's where the brand comes from. This is what actually goes into putting Ketel One into the bottle and into your hand. It starts with 100% GMO-free winter wheat naturally grown in Europe. This wheat is then ground and blended with water to create a mash, fermented, and then distilled through a column distillation process. This ultra wheat spirit is then redistilled on 10 copper pot stills, including the original 19th century coal-fired copper pot still that gives Ketel One family-made vodka its name. The heart of the distillates obtained from these pot stills are individually filtered and blended to create the master pot still batch. Finally, the distillers blend the liquids together to create Ketel One family-made vodka. All of this care and attention to detail has won the brand many accolades and awards, including being awarded 98 points from Cigar and Spirits magazine, and also being voted the #1 best-selling vodka by Drink International. Well, that's a little bit about what goes into putting Ketel One into the bottle and into your hand. Once it's there, you can learn more by following us on all these lovely social media channels. And once you're done with that conversation, join me over here at the bar. We're going to make an espresso martini using Ketel One family-made vodka. All right, welcome to the actual bar. It's finally time to make our Ketel One family-made vodka espresso martini. I'm sure you've got all of your liquid ingredients ready to go, but before I start pouring anything, I always like to double check to make sure I have all the tools I'm actually going to need to assemble the cocktail. So let's run through our checklist. This is a espresso martini, so it's going to be a shaken cocktail. So you're going to need a shaker tin or mason jar or other vessel with a lid that you can fill with ice and give a nice good hard shake. You're also going to need a set of jiggers or a measuring cup of some sort to properly measure and pour your ingredients. And you, of course, can't drink your espresso martini without a glass to drink it from, so make sure you have a nice stemmed martini glass close by. You're also going to want something to strain off the ice after you're done shaking. And speaking of ice, you're going to want to have some good high-quality ice close on hand. Remember, the better the ice, the better the drink, the better the shake. All right, now, everything's in place. Let's actually start building our espresso martini. Now, for me, when I'm building a cocktail, I always like to start with my smallest ingredient first and work my way up. That way, if I make a mistake, which happens more frequently than I like to admit, it means that I'm not wasting as much product and I can start over without feeling bad. So, in this case, our smallest ingredient is going to be our 1/4 ounce of creme de cacao. This creme de cacao is acting as our sweetener, but also giving a nice little chocolatey after finish to this cocktail. We're going to follow that up with a 1/2 ounce of a good quality coffee liqueur. Make sure you're hitting your meniscus or your fill line on your measuring cup. It's all about balance in these drinks. After that, we're going for a full 3/4 of an ounce of cold brew. Now, you may have noticed that we're using cold brew instead of actual espresso for this espresso martini. That's for 2 reasons. The first is I just really like cold brew. The second is that it's about consistency. Whenever I'm picking up this bottle, I know exactly what kind of quality and consistency of coffee I'm pouring. I never need to worry about who pulled that shot of espresso for me, or even need to wait for it to cool off before I can start shaking and making sure I'm getting proper dilution. I'm getting consistent quality and care every time I make this cocktail. And speaking of consistent quality and care, we need to follow that up with our Ketel One family-made vodka for a full 1.5 ounces to finish off this drink. Fantastic. All right. All of our liquid ingredients are now in the tins. It is time to add our ice. And give this a good hard shake. All right, go ahead and double strain that into your waiting glass. And you can see all that lovely aeration with that frothy head on this cocktail from that lovely hard shake. Get it all out. And then you're going to finish by garnishing with 3 espresso beans for the traditional wealth, love, and happiness. And there you go. You have your very own Ketel One Espresso Martini. Enjoy. And there you go. Thank you so much for joining me here today. Again, my name is Adam Fournier. See you next time.